Hello, my friends. Welcome. This is your happy Stanford lady, Rachel Markin, helping the creative you shine through. Well, you're not imagining things. It is only Wednesday. I came on to give you two more Over the Moon videos because I absolutely adore this whale suite and I just want to share some more of the fun things with you. So I came up with a couple more projects that I just had to share with you. So I hope that you can join me for a couple of extra July Under the Sea. So let's go to my Facebook page real quick here so that you can see where you can go to like my Facebook page. So if you look for Happy Stamper Lady on Facebook or YouTube, that is where you'll find me. Thank you for signing on to YouTube. I hope that you subscribe so that you can get all the videos, and also for Facebook so you can get different fun activities that I do on my Facebook page. This is the demonstrator website. Some fun news that is going to be changing. We're going to have a special US store here coming soon for Stampin' Up! August the 4th. So lots of fun things coming around the bend for all of that. And then, hello, my dear friends. I wanted to remind you, I showed you the other day. Again, I can only show the front, although really it's pretty magical. I know that it's very traditional. The colors on the front are very traditional and beautiful. You are going to love the surprises that are inside this holiday catalog. I'm telling you right now. So that also goes live August 4th. Super, super exciting. Some really fun things coming around. Okay, so we've been doing July Under the Sea with this amazing Whale of a Time suite. And so Monday, I showed you the Joseph's Code of Many Colors technique, which is fantastic. I hope you go back and check that video out. But I didn't get to show you all the pieces of the suite because I wanted to show you that technique. So of course we have used our whale stamps the whole time, and we've used our whale DSP the whole time. But there's some ribbon included in it, and there are some sequins included in it. And so there's just a couple of fun things. There is a beautiful embossing folder that I will have to come back and revisit. The new cut emboss machine is coming out. I'm super excited. We as demonstrators get a pre-order in August, and then you guys get to order in September. But unfortunately for me, my Big Shot machine is probably 12 years old. And well loved, and it kind of bit the dust, and I cannot get it to work. So I cannot show you the embossing folder, but we will be able to do that soon. No fear, no fear. Okay. Magic box! You're going to get 3 magic boxes this week. Isn't that exciting? The magic box is quite wonderful. I hope you guys are learning to use the box when you create so that you have everything in one place and you don't get like sidetracked by all the things. You're like, here it is. It's in my box. Let's create something. I love that. And if you're coming to create with me, I love that even more. So, and I'd love to see what you are creating. Are you seeing great things come out of there? I'd love to see what you're creating on my Facebook page. You can post there at any time. It is thrilling for me to have you post on the page. I love it. Okay, so as we pull things out here, we have a lot in the magic box. The magic box is kind of magical with how much I can get in there, but I really do have a rule about it. Like, it needs to fit in the magic box or you've got too many products. There's my little caveat for you, where I'm like, well, it doesn't fit in the magic box. Something's got to go. Or you got to get creative with how you put it in there, right? Okay, so many magical things in this box today. I'm so excited, you guys. I just adore this whale suite. I adore it. And I was like, no, I have to show a couple more things. I just have to. Magic box empty. All right. So the DSP, which I've shown you in full detail, Simply Fantastic July Under the Sea. I literally showed you every piece of paper, what it looked like up close. So check that out as well. And Add a Dash of Glitter was super fun too. So you're going to want to check out all the July Under the Sea videos. So, so fun. Of course, the whale punch. Of course, the whale punch, because the whale punch is magical and the whale punch makes me so happy. Okay, and I'm revisiting with the jar punch because the jar punch is super fun as well. So let's see, we're combining Under the Sea with a jar. It already sounds brilliant. Okay, the Whale Done stamp set. Now here's the beauty. So this month we have literally used one stamp set. Super cool. When you can do that when you have words and images. Very, very great. Okay, I always have my pick a tool. I do have a blend, Stampin' Blend. I have basic black in here. We're just going to do something very minute, but cool. It adds a nice touch. I've got the black pen I've been using. Winka Stella. Gonna have a little moment with Winka Stella. Of course, my bone folder. The chalk marker. So I'm kind of finding that I'm really liking this chalk marker. I actually feel like it gives some really cool looks. Of course, my glue. Always my glue. Paper snips. Now, I do have another pair of scissors in here. My special watermelon scissors my daughter got me. They remind me of my mama who loved watermelons. Because I cut my ribbon with this. I try to keep my snips for my paper. That's kind of what I try to do. Okay, and of course I've got my two blocks. I always have my blocks, right? We have from the Whale of a Time suite. They're called Whale of a Time sequins we're going to use today. Uber cuteness there. And we have this gorgeous pool party ribbon. How many yards do you get? I want to say, 10. I was going to say 5. 10 yards of this stunning. It's just real shimmer. Shimmer, shimmer. So we're going to be using that. And whenever I use ribbon, I use our tear and tape. I think that it is the best for using with ribbon. Now, for the base of the card, I do have the measurements up there because you can create a card without without the cardstock that I have. However, I am going to suggest that you're going to want this card kit. So this is an add-on card kit. So first of all, you're getting a peek at Paper Pumpkin because this is the add-on card kit that is available to you. Now, let's talk about this card kit for a minute. Do you see these gorgeous cards? You get 24 cards, 24 envelopes with these beautiful inserts inside. So I had 2 oranges. So there's purple and then the beautiful orangey colors and the beautiful green blue colors. 24 of them for $10. I'm sorry, did you catch that? 24 cards for $10. Plus the Whale of the Time suite. If you were to add, say, the jar punch that I'm using today, maybe a Winka Stella, you'd probably be up to about $100. You'd be able to make tons of cards, and you'd get $10 in free merchandise for August because of the bonus days. Okay, just saying. Just trying to help you out. Trying to help a fellow stamper out because that is a great deal. Now, our colors, we have Coastal Cabana, we have Terracotta Tile, which we had used earlier in the month. We have Night of Navy, and we have a Blackberry Bliss because it is brilliant. Okay, so those are going to be our colors today. Now, and I also am using the in color dots. Oddly enough, I'm going to use this brown and I'm going to color it and make an eyeball for the Whaley Whaley. And dimensionals, always important. And finally, we have the adorable little jar domes, which make me uber happy. And I'm uber sad because this is my last one. I need to order more domes. I'm out of domes. Okay, so you're going to start with an 8.5 by 5.5. I'm just going to move these over so I have all my supplies here. So you're going to start with an 8.5 by 5.5 card, scored at 4 1/4. Okay, and all I did was cut the front panel at 2 1/8. So I literally cut the front panel in half is what I did. Okay, So I cut that front panel in half, and then I took the handy dandy jar punch and I turn it upside down because it's easiest. And I actually put it into the punch until it like hit the bottom of the punch and made sure it was in the middle, and then I punched out so that I have my jar shape. That's what I'm going for, is my jar shape. Okay, so once that is done, I then take a piece of the DSP, and this was all preferential. I wanted the jellyfish. I thought that they were super cute. So I took one of the pieces that's a 2x6. Okay, I've talked to you about this before. This comes 6x6, right? And so you have your two pieces. You have a 6x6 piece. You cut it out 4x6, and then you have a 2x6. These 2x6s fit perfectly also into the punch to punch out a jar. I picked the jellyfish paper 2x6 and punched myself out a jar. I wanted that jellyfish. That's what I wanted. Okay, ahead of time, because I have a ton of them, I am going to show you how to cut them today. I have stamped a whole bunch of them. I left for you is bigger than the ocean, and you're kind of a big deal. So those were already pre-stamped for what I want to use. And I punched out a whale ahead of time. You don't need me watch me punch out a whale again. Out of my DSP, out of the color paper, I love him. And I've got some spouty pieces. And I have a teeny tiny jellyfish that's going to get propped up. So cute. So let's do that, and then we'll start stamping. I've talked to you about how I hand cut these sayings, and I just wanted to show you. It's super simple. I literally just cutting around the words. There's really no rhyme or reason. I'm just kind of cutting in, if you notice, cutting around to get the shape that I want. I don't know why. I really love it with this ocean set. I think the words are great for that. And then look how cute that is, right? So cute. And then the same thing with the "you're kind of a big deal." I kind of go in and out so that you're making a little bit of, a little bit of a look. So it's not just a straight down cut. Now, the reality is you wouldn't have to do any of that. You could just cut straight with your cutter. You could cut like a straight square. See, like that. No, I mean, no biggie. There's no right or wrong for that. And then for these little guys, this is fussy cutting. If you don't want to do fussy cutting, obviously this is adorable, and you could do that without having an extra piece in there. But these little critters just appeal to me so much. I just have had a blast with this set. Obviously, they keep coming back, and I'm like, and wait, I made one more thing because I'm so excited. You know, the other thing for me is that I find stamping to be very therapeutic. And I have found in this time that I feel a little bit stressed. It's a stressful time, and I can feel a little off kilter, and I've been kind of struggling with my emotions even in all the upheaval that's going on. So this is kind of a happy place for me. It's kind of like a place to take a breather and get my bearings and yeah, kind of get myself figured out. So that's my happy place. That's my little happy place I'm at. So this is another like therapeutic place for me. So I bone folder for this. I like these to be nice and crisp. I just try to keep that really like nice and crisp. So we'll use our bone fold for that. Now, of course, my Stamparatus is over here in the corner. Of course, my friend, the Stamparatus. So we're going to do some stamping. So I'm going to go ahead and move this over to the side because I just wanted to show you the paper. It was already kind of pre-cut. We already kind of did that. And what we're going to go for, we're going to stamp a few different items here on this beautiful paper. This paper is just stunning. My daughter today, I was showing her the paper and she's like, oh my gosh, Mom, that paper is so beautiful. It really is beautiful paper. So we're going to start with the Blackberry Bliss. And we're going to start with this seagrass. You know, I know you've watched me do some of these videos. And I just am in love with the seagrass. I just think it is so stunning and it just makes a gorgeous backdrop, I think. And are you seeing it on this paper? Amazing. Amazing. It's amazing. That's from Bones. I don't know if you guys are Bones fans. I certainly am. Um, Love it. So, okay, so there we go. We've got some seagrass going on. Now, I'm going to do that inside too. We've got this like inside flap. So why not decorate it? That is always my question. I'm sorry, why are we not just decorating that? Because, hello, it's calling for decoration. Everything could use a little extra, right? Of course. Of course. So we've got beautiful, beautiful seagrass kind of coming up. Now, if you notice, I'm trying to leave like a white strip here. I mean, you do want to write in the card. I assume that's partly your goal, to write in the card. Maybe it's not. Maybe you're like, no, it's fine. I didn't need to write in the card. Just sign my name. I'll just be like, hello, beautiful card. So there you go. So you've got your seagrass started. Now, of course, we've got these beautiful envelopes that come with it. So, of course, got my little guy over there. Of course, we're going to do our envelopes. But of course we are. That's what we do. Okay, gorgeous. Got that going on. So wow, now I'm done. Now, of course, what am I going to tell you? If I was doing assembly line, which I did earlier today when I was making some, then I'm going to use that until I'm done. Like I'm going to keep stamping all my seagrass in that color until I'm done, because I just think it's easier. Now we're going to use the Coastal Cabana. I really love the combo of that deep purple with this beautiful, I kind of call this a teal blue, I think. I'd call Coastal Cabana a tealish color. I find it to be very attractive with the Blackberry Bliss. I don't know. I just think it's beautiful. And then look, are you seeing how that's taking shape? So, so pretty. Just really gorgeous how it's just very complementary to one another. Very complementary to one another. Okay, so of course we're going to do that on the inside as well. And if you notice, I'm just kind of crossing over. There's no right or wrong way. If you want all your seagrass to face, you know, one direction, that's super fine. You certainly can do that. Or you can crisscross them and make them go in several directions. That's totally up to you. Now, I got a little smudgy. You know, I'm going to say we can fix that because we certainly can. So we're going to clean off. I noticed sometimes your black is why you get the smudgy. So we want that black to be clean before we go back to address that. It's fine. It's really no biggie. We'll just go a little further with the seagrass. Guess who doesn't want extra seagrass? So then we're going to come back here and we're going to fill in this area with our beautiful seagrass. So, you know, I hope all of you are doing well. I'm saddened by what just feels like lack of love for people. Really actually saddens my heart. I love people and I don't have to agree with everyone. I don't have to even state opinions about things. I just want to love people where they are because it's a scary, uncertain time. So that's my heart's desire. And so I'm super, super saddened by what feels very angry and hateful from people. It just really honestly breaks my heart. So this giving of cards and taking time to, you know, talk to people where they are and try to love on people where they are. That is where my heart is at. That is, yeah, that is my heart's desire right now, because I just want to make a difference. You know, I talk about going to make the world a better place. Well, that has to apply to me too. I mean, it has to start with you. You can't tell people to do that and then it doesn't start with you. So that's where I'm at. I'm like, okay, God, how do I do this? How do I show love, and how do I make a difference in my area of the world? Because that's all we've got, right? I'm here. This is my life. This is the life I'm living right now. This is the area I'm in. So, what do I got? What do I got to do? How do I make a difference? And so, prayerfully, these videos are a calming place for you, maybe, or you know, you stamp along with me and you find some peace. That would make me feel very happy to know that, and to know that we are a peaceful place for each other, that we are, you know, trying to just help each other along this very windy road we seem to be on. Isn't that beautiful? I always talk about these spots. So if you saw the video, Joseph's coat. First of all, I called it Jacob's coat. Oh my gosh, I called it Jacob's coat. Then I couldn't find the dots to finish my whaley whaley. It was just ridiculous. It was ridiculous. And that, I hope, gives you a laugh, because I was like, seriously, Rachel, you have lost your mind. But I have a good time. So I hope you have a good time with me as I bumble my way through sometimes. Okay, so there are the dots. Oh no, we got to do dots on the front. Come on. We don't want to miss an opportunity to do dots on the front. Now, oh yes, we do. What a goober. So let me just tell you, as I was chatting along, I needed to do the stuff on here. Rachel, chatting along, and I got super excited about showing you what I'm creating. We're still doing that exact look, but we need to do it where? Where the jar is, because we're going to cover that whole section up. We're covering this whole piece of paper up. Seriously. This just goes to show you that there is zero perfection, and that I too can be, when I'm being a chatty Cathy, which is always, that I too can make mistakes. And hopefully you don't just turn it off and go, oh my gosh, that girl is a wacko, which is true, which can be true. So you want to decorate the part where you punch the jar out, because you're going to cover the other piece of paper. Important to know. Important to know. All right. What a goofball. Okay. So we'll go back with our beautiful Coastal Cabana. Still the same effect. I mean, it is exactly what I was doing on the other paper, but you got a jar going in there, so that's kind of important to have the space for where your jar is going to go. Hello. And then we will come back to our lovely dots, our lovely spots. We want to get those spots in there. I mean, I wanted all of the things I was doing. I was just doing it on the wrong piece of paper. Okay, so we want these gorgeous little dots. I know it's just the little details. I know I've talked about that before, but it really is the little details. Look at how that just brings that whole thing to life. You're just seeing that in a whole different way when you are doing that. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to put together this jar. Adorable. I cannot get over these jar domes. Obviously, I used them up like it was my business. I was just loving them. Okay, I did this earlier and it's taking me forever. So I think I'm going to try to see if my pick a tool. Brilliant. We got my pick a tool in there. So they're sticky on both sides. I'm unsticking the top part, like where the dome is coming up at me, because I want that to go in first. And it literally just fits where you punched the jar. I mean, it's perfection. Stampin' Up! Is so good about that. Now, we want our dimensionals. We're going to go ahead and take off. We'll do that again. We'll get our little guy under there. Why mess with it, right? Okay. We're going to take that guy off. We need our dimensionals. Now, I am going to cut a tiny, pretty tiny, because that little jellyfish is quite tiny. We're just going to put a little bit of dimensional on him. We want him to stick up, and we want him to be swimming with his little friend. Look at that. Oh, so cute. Okay, then we want our sequence. We want our Whale of Time sequence. Be very careful. And of course, I'm saying this to you. Why? Because Rachel has spilt these. They can go everywhere, as I'm sure you guessed. Now, this is as much as you, or little as you want. This is just for fun decoration for your adorable little jar that you're making. Okay, so you got those in place. Now, you're going to, I'm going to turn it this way so I can kind of see. See how they try to pop up out of there? You got to be super careful. And they want to stick that on your sticky little glue. So sorry about that. They kind of pop out so fast. Okay. Now you're going to take your jar, and if you do it right, he'll kind of sit on the top of the lip and then sit around the jar. That's what you're going for. Now, in order to hold the others little sequins, I get pretty tricky with my dimensionals. I really, really want to seal up this area. So I'm using the outsides of the dimensionals. I'm using the lines. You see how it like comes apart? So I'm using the lines because I want to know that that is completely sealed on there, because you know, you don't want your little guys flying out. Right? And I'd put some in the middle too, because you want it to hold nicely. And then, of course, you're going to come around. So you think, Rachel, you're using a lot of dimensionals. You're right. I am. I am using a lot of dimensionals on this. But that's what they're there for. And I've really come to a place where I just have stopped hoarding my supplies. Because I think, you know, sometimes as crafters, maybe you don't do this, but sometimes I can have like these really cool pieces, these really cool items like the jar domes, and then be like, oh my gosh, I love these jar domes. So I like don't let myself use them. It's kind of like, you ever have china you don't use, or like, you know, oh, this is the special plate, or you know, that kind of stuff, and then you find that you never use it, like you pull it out once in a while. I'm to a point, and I'm sure it comes from losing my mom and my brother, that my mom had these special plates that I remember using once or twice, that I use them all the time. And I use her teacups, and I use the cup my brother bought me from London. And I, you know, because I just think life's short and you should enjoy using the fun things that you have, because life is short. So there's a little moment for you. So now I'm just going to cover the space, like put it right on top of the other piece. Do you see what I did there? Are you loving it? Okay, and are you seeing the shaker jar, and you've got your little guy in there with your shaker? I can't even. I can't even. He's so fantastic. And then you gotta have your kind of a big deal. I love that up there. So we're gonna add that. You're kind of a big deal. And I just think that we need to make life kind of a big deal. It is, isn't it? It's fun and we enjoy it, and let's enjoy our life. It's kind of a big deal. Oh, you know what I wanted to do? I want to show you a little trick. So I'm going to take, that's why I left my native navy out. I'm going to take my piece, and I'm just going to hold it in my hand, and I'm just going to touch it to the stamp pad and see how it's kind of edging the words. I think this is a really cool way to add something, and that Night of Navy just makes it stand out just a little bit more than if it were the plain white paper. Just a little, it's a fun little tip. Nothing that you would have to do, just a fun little idea for you. Then on this part up here, we're going to take that tear and tape, and on the very edge of the colored paper, you're going to lay that tear and tape down, and you're going to tear it when it gets to the end. That's the beauty of tear and tape. You don't have to cut anything. And then I'm going to let that sit for a minute. So see how I'm going back and forth? You want that to really, like really adhere itself. So why don't we go ahead and put our words in? So my love for you is bigger than the ocean. That's going to go in because I love it. I love these sayings. They're just so cute. But there's a happy birthday saying in there. There's a thank you saying in there. So it's actually, I mean, it's very general. Like you could do it with a lot of things. Oh, you know what? I'm going to just tear and tape on the end. I forgot I did it on both parts and I loved it. I'm going to do tear and tape on this end too so that I can let it set for a few minutes to really adhere to the cardstock. So I'm going to let that set too. Love it. So while we're doing that, I just put that in the middle. I just think it's cute. I just thought it was cute. Let's put our whaley together. So I've got a little white belly piece. So I showed you, I mean, he's pretty easy to punch out, but in the first Over the Moon, the Joseph's Coat technique, I actually show you just how to punch the whale out and the different pieces that it gives you by punching it out. So, like if you wanted to do that, you don't have to do a whaley. You could use the pieces that I caught too. And I also noticed, I'm just going to give you a little tip real quick. On these photopolymer, sometimes it doesn't lose its stick, but kind of does. Kind of starts to feel maybe a little bit like it's not being sticky anymore. You can wash it in water. So I just wanted to share that with you. Like if your photopolymer, like these are starting to feel like they're not wanting to stick to my blocks as much, you can wash them in water. So wash them and then just pat them dry. You don't want junk from your paper towel on there. But if you do that, then your stuff will stick better. Okay, and then here's the dots that I couldn't find in my other video, cracking myself up. And so I don't know why, but I think the dots on the whaley just like make him. It's just like suddenly this little guy just comes to life. I'm truly enamored with the whaley. Can you tell? And then I'm gonna give him an eyeball. There you go. Can give him an eyeball. He's gonna go inside. And because you have some stuff sticking up there, you can go back and put him on dimensionals too. I wouldn't necessarily always do that on the inside, but because you have half the card and he's going to be popped up on an area where there isn't a card trying to sit down, I think he can be popped up. Anything to use my whaleys. They make me so happy. Do you guys love them? Again, I will say, if you don't have the set, what are you waiting for? It is brilliant. It makes me happy. It does make me uber happy. Okay, we're going to put him down after we put the ribbon down because I want his tail to sit over the ribbon. So I'm going to take my Picket tool again and I'm going to lift up that piece. Now you can't see the sticky, but it is super sticky. So be aware of that. Once you stick something down, it is not coming back up. With the tear and tape, it will rip. So you want to be very careful. It's beautiful, and for the uses that it's perfection. You just have to get used to it and realize that what you're using, like you're using something that's not gonna come back up. I mean, that's why you're using it. So you just have to be careful with it. Okay, and then you put that ribbon down and look what it does. It's just adding, you're just adding texture is what you're doing. You're adding some beautiful texture. But see, I wanted my whaley like right there. I want you to see the whaley peeking out, and I wanted his tail, but I didn't want it to go over. Okay, let's do this other ribbon, and then we're almost done with this adorable card. Do you love it? So fun. So remember, this set, again, I'm going to say to you, and you're going to say, what are you saying right now? $10, people. Run, run, run. It is $10 for 24 cards and 24 envelopes. I'm sorry, $10. No, you cannot beat it. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. And then you got it going on the side too. I just think it's really, really pretty. It's not a half tube, but it's very beautiful. And then I come back in and add to the beauty that you have going on with that white pen, that white chalk marker. So my friend Christy Benner and her daughter Shannon are the ones who asked me about it. And I had seen some people use it, but I hadn't really done a lot with myself. But I will say kudos for asking me, girls, because I'm in love with it. I think it's so adorable. Look, I've been on the whale. Seriously, look how cute this card is, you guys. Okay, we got a little shaker. So I did make one more, but then I was out of my jars, I'm sad to say. Look at my turtle. Can you see him in there with my sea turtle? You're kind of a big deal. And on this one, I did little fishies because I thought they were fun to swim with the turtle. I thought that was super fun. Right? Okay, so this is a super fun but very easy card that you could do with other sets. So, you know, you like if you don't have this, but you're going to want to have this set, you could do that. Okay, let's go back to the front screen. Okay, I hope you're going to enjoy these extra videos that I'm showing you because they're from my heart. And I just want to add some extra cheer into your week. And hopefully this will be a place where you find some joy and you can come and create with me and just have a little downtime, just a little relaxing time. So what am I going to tell you to do? Go make the world a better place, my friends. Go and do something in your part of the world that makes a difference for people, that puts a smile on their face. And until I see you Friday, because I'm going to have another video for you Friday, I bid you all adieu. Oh, I didn't give him that, but not a big deal. Not a big deal. You know what? I will watch that.